Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. Today I want to show you how to make a really quick and easy pineapple salsa recipe. We're going to be using Pampered Chef's Flex Plus with the food processor today. I'm also going to show you the pineapple wedger, which I know you've seen in several other videos that I have made in the past, but you're going to get to see it again. So let's go ahead and get started. This comes together real quick. So first of all, let's get all of our ingredients. I've prepped everything out here on one of our modular sheet pans. We're going to use 2 Roma tomatoes. We're going to zest and juice our lime. We're going to use about half of a red onion. We're going to use part of this bell pepper, maybe the whole bell pepper. It's not a really big one. And then we have some fresh cilantro. So let's go ahead and start off with our red onion. We're just going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to cut it into some smaller pieces. We're going to put all of this in our food processor. So we've got our red onion, and I'm going to slice around the core here of our red bell pepper. And I don't like to waste the bottom. You can use our scoop loop too, but this is another way that you can section your bell pepper. And we're going to put the cilantro. We're going to put all of this in the food processor. I'm going to add the tomatoes separately. We're going to slice those up with our tomato knife, a serrated knife, just because I like, I don't want to process them too much. You could throw them in there. I'm going to get a couple of these seeds away. And then let's get our food processor. So this is part of the Flex Plus, which is 3 appliances in 1. The Flex Plus comes with the food processor that you see here, an immersion blender, and also a hand mixer. We're going to take the lid off so that we have access to the bowl. Inside the bowl, I have our multi-purpose blade. So this is basically your chopping blade. To separate the post from the blade, you're going to place your hand around the multi-purpose blade, and then you're going to grab the other hand on this little post and twist these 2 pieces apart, and then you're going to separate it like this. To put it together, you're going to press this in, and depending on which blade you're going to be using, so you have this blade that we're going to use today, you also have a slicing blade and a fine and coarse grating blade. I'm just pressing straight down and twisting that in, just like that. We're going to place the cilantro, and I'm going to do stems and all. If you want to separate them out, that's totally up to you. We have our onion and our bell pepper, and we're going to put the lid on, add our power source, and blend this all together, and then we're going to stir in the pineapple, the lime juice, lime zest, and the tomatoes. So we're going to take our food processor. Oops, let me see, I may have this backwards. I do. Let's try it this way. There we go. And we're going to take our power handle. You just attach that right on the top, and then you're going to add the battery. So the battery goes on. I'll flip this around so that you can see what I see. When you add the battery, the lights are going to light up. After 5 seconds, the lights go off. You're going to press the safety switch when you're ready to use this, and then the plus and minus to increase or decrease the speed. So I'm going to increase the speed to the highest speed unless the recipe tells you otherwise. Just go with the highest speed, and we're going to pulse this together. All right, let's take a look. Oops, we got a little piece here. Let's try that again. There we go. I thought it looked like there was something caught. Let's go again here. There we go. It's not grabbing that. This is one of those pampered, not perfect moments, I guess, right? Let's see if we can try dropping it in. If that doesn't work, we'll just leave it out. Let's see. There we go. Much better. All right, so what we're gonna do is, I'm actually gonna set this aside because we may pulse our pineapple in there just a little bit before we are getting ready to serve it. Let me grab a scraper real quickly. We're going to need that, but let's get our pineapple ready. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to wipe off this cutting board because I'm not going to use the entire pineapple, so I don't want there to be any onion flavor or anything else in there, since we'll separate that out for another recipe. So this is our large groove cutting board. I really like this because of the groove around the edges. You don't have to worry about the juices from the watermelon, or if you're, excuse me, the pineapple, or if you're doing a watermelon or juicy steaks, all of that juice will just collect in that groove. So we're going to take our chef's knife, and I'm going to slice the top and the bottom off of the pineapple. And we're gonna toss that in the garbage, and I'm using our chef's knife for this. Flip this over. We're gonna take our pineapple wedger. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the protective cover off the bottom. Anything that comes with a protective cover just tells you that it could cut you if you're not careful. You're gonna line up the core with the hole in the center. And I like to stand on my tippy toes, and you're just gonna rock back and forth. You're not gonna try to push straight down when you're using the pineapple wedger. It's very different from the apple wedger where you can just press straight down. For this, you do need to kind of rock it back and forth. And then you're gonna be able to pull apart all four sides. We'll toss these in the trash. And then what I like to do is I just press the pineapple back through. This is a juicy one. And I like to use the core to infuse water. So you can save the core and put it in some water for pineapple infused water. So I'm gonna set half of it aside as well as the core, and I will use that in another recipe. All right, super juicy pineapple here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this into chunks, and then we're gonna put it in the food processor with the rest of the ingredients that we have. And let's see here. I'm gonna use this cutting board again, so I'm gonna rotate everything around. We're gonna pop this open, toss our pineapple pieces in. All right. Gotta keep your hands dry when you're using sharp knives, and so I have to keep washing my hands. I keep putting this on backwards. The logo needs to face me, and I forget that every time. Same thing with this, the logo faces me, the battery on the top. Press this, we're gonna increase the speed to high and process the pineapple. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, take all of this apart, and look what we have, this beautiful salsa. So we're gonna stir in the tomatoes. See, I just pulled the post right out, and we're gonna transfer this over to our glass mixing bowl, and then we're gonna stir in the tomatoes, the lime zest, and the lime juice. Isn't this beautiful? I love the colors. You could use this for chips and salsa if you want, or you can add this on top of grilled fish or grilled chicken. This would pair nicely with our jerk rub. Oh, the smells so good. All right, let's get our tomatoes ready. I'm gonna wipe this clean again. Give me a dry surface to work on. We're gonna take 2 tomatoes, so 2 Roma tomatoes, and I'm gonna cut the end off. See, these are super juicy. I just didn't wanna add them in to the food processor. Even with my knife, they're like homegrown, but they certainly are not. If you guys know me, you know I don't grow anything. I can barely keep I can't keep a house plant. What am I talking about? I was gonna say I can barely keep a house plant alive. I certainly cannot. Okay, so we're gonna dice this, toss it in, and add some lime zest and some lime juice, and then we're going to be all done. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments for me, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. If you're not already a member of my recipe community, I hope that you will join me there. You can find it at theflipflopchef.com. And if you see any products that you like, I would love the opportunity to help you purchase them. As a consultant with the Pampered Chef, I do earn commission on the products that I sell. And I would love the opportunity to earn your business if you don't have a consultant already. All right. Toss this. And then we're going to take our lime. We're going to start by zesting it. Our juicer, whoops, my pan is just spinning around. Our juicer comes with a zester attachment on it. And so what I'm going to do is just take a piece of citrus fruit, rub this back and forth. I'm rotating it, just quarter turn a little bit, so that I'm not grating off the white pith because it's really bitter. You just want the color. Okay. Scrape this off. You see there's a whole bunch on here. We'll just scrape that off. And then I'll put this on. Oops, I didn't keep my cutting mat out. Let me toss this over here real quick. Now, cut my lime in half. We're gonna just take our juicer here, just like your traditional old-fashioned juicer. You could also use the citrus press from Pampered Chef if you prefer. Either one is a great choice. I chose to use this one since I'm using the zester tool that goes on there, and so you see a lot of the pulp is there and the juice is on top of the zest, which makes it a little bit easier to transfer that from the juicer into the bowl where our salsa is. All right, now we're going to just mix this together and we have our pineapple salsa. Super quick, super easy, so refreshing. I know you guys are gonna love this recipe and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, just leave them in the comments, and I hope to see you at theflipflopchef.com. I'll see you next time.